Okay, so we got snow on this very first day of spring. I don't know if you could see it. It's coming down. There's my dog. She's just so sweet, but she's tired of the snow too. So this between the snow and my head colds, I'm in the house and I've been wanting to try something and I finally got it to work. It does work. I figured it out. It doesn't work like I thought it might, which is well, let me tell you what I want to do. I want to take the Mininova sounds and I wanted to get it to record the MIDI into my iPad as well as the audio. But I didn't have an audio MIDI interface that had both. So I only have the Behringer UCA222A, which is an inexpensive audio interface. And then I have the lightning adapter. And I have a USB hub, though, a powered one. Now, I tried to get this to work. This blue cable, which is the USB out from in and out from the keyboard to the USB plug. Now that you can plug into your iPad, or not iPad, you can plug into your computer, and you can play the sounds of the computer, like if you have Logic Express, which is what I have, or GarageBand, and play some of the Vistis or the audio units or whatever they're called in the Mac, and that's cool. And you can record the MIDI notes from the MIDI data from this instrument. But I couldn't get it to work on the iPad. It comes up and says it's not supported. It comes right up on the screen. It says iPad doesn't support Mininova or something like that. So that didn't work. But then I remembered I have this cool device, which some of you might have seen my video on my MicroStation and sample tank working, and it did record the MIDI. So I said, you know what? Let me see if it works with this. And I'm really excited to say, as long as I use the USB hub, it does work. What I didn't do in the other video was record the audio from some external device. I used the sample tank in the iPad, so the MicroStation was only, the data. It was only the keyboard controller, so to speak. It could have been any, I guess, controller. It didn't have to have sounds in it. Okay, so I want the sounds though from the Mininova because I love them so much. So here's what I figured out. It does work. You have the MIDI in, out, left, right. One's out, one's in. And it goes to this USB plug into the hub. The UCA222A goes into here as well. The whole thing goes into my iPad Mini 2. I have Cubase opened up. I have a MIDI track. And it says on the MIDI track, hold on, it says US2, that's the port, that's this thing. That's the MIDI one from the keyboard, okay? And then I just have an audio track. I don't know why it says mono input. That's the only thing. I can't change it. It doesn't let me change it. Oh, it did let me change it. Oh, now I'm excited. It didn't let me change it before. But I have a head cold, so I might not have done something right. Let's see if this works, because I haven't tried it on stereo. So now I'm going to arm both tracks, because what if, like when you use Logic Express or Sonar on a PC or any other DAW that you may own, you want to record the MIDI data, maybe the ARP from something. Maybe you like what you hear, the aux strings, which is what this is. Or maybe you don't. Maybe afterwards you want to add a different instrument. Or you want to add two different instruments, a cello and a violin, and have them play different octaves, so to speak. You can then just copy the MIDI notes from one track, add another MIDI track, and you can do that by choosing a different instrument. That's the beauty of MIDI. You can make a mistake, go into the piano roll, and change it. Or if you're like me, I do a lot of improv, so I like having the audio track. So I'm going to record both. It's not going to be a big deal recording because, let me get rid of what I did before that did work. Sneak peek. Okay. I don't really like that Cubase does this. You have these, I don't know. I'm sure someone could tell me what I'm doing wrong, but you have to like make. I'd like to get rid of that. I just like to. I don't like to have a constraint of a time. Okay. You can tell me in my comments how I can get rid of that. That'd be great. Because I don't really use Cubase that often. So here we go. Now, let's see. Oh, it does have the audio. Look at that. I mean the stereo. All right, so now I'm going to mute the MIDI track so we could just hear how the audio recorded. Okay, so that worked, and if I wanted to, I could normalize it. Ooh, normalize some of it. I don't know why I didn't do all of it, but let's hear how loud that sounds now. Then it went back. I don't know why. But as I said, probably because right here I only had it on a little bit, say. Alright, well at least I'm going to undo that. Okay, so you know that you can, or change the gain I suppose and whatnot. Alright, now let's mute the audio track and let's play the MIDI. And it's going to take the sound from here and watch what you could do. Okay, now I can change the patch. That's a vocoder. What happens with the vocoder? Pretty cool. All right. So there you go. You can do different things. Let's try some more stuff. Okay, so you can have a lot of fun changing instruments, coming up with unexpected sounds, and using the ARP in clever ways. And I haven't really explored it much more than what I've shown you, but I'm going to enjoy being able to use my iPad similarly like my DAW, only it's a lot more convenient. I find it a lot more intuitive when you can change things and cut things. I was working in Logic Express the other day, and I have to tell you, what I could do on an iPad in an hour took me 3 hours. I'm not kidding. It's just I've become very fond of the iPad. Hence my title as one of the iPad musicians. Thanks so much for watching. I'm all kidding aside, I do like to use both, but my preference these days, for the last couple of years actually, has definitely been the iPad. And it's just getting better and better and better. So the fact that I can do this just tickles me pink. All right, thanks so much, and thanks for watching. Bye.